And then I...
Greetings. This is the video that I post every Monday called In Case You Missed Church Yesterday. Well, it's Saturday, so this is being recorded in advance about what I'm going to say tomorrow. We had a wonderful, wonderful Christmas Eve gathering at the gathering, and it was fabulous with music. And it included all of the traditional elements of the story of the birth of the Savior, Jesus Christ. And tomorrow, I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about the scene of this. We know the elements. We see them in church depictions of the birth with, the kids, the kids who play Jesus and Mary and the wise men and all of that stuff. And it's sweet, and that's okay. But bear in mind that in reality, the narrative was one of fear, even terror, of this young couple, betrothed, but just going on the promise of the prophecy that because they had to go register to vote and that Joseph was from the house of David, it meant that this young couple had to travel to Bethlehem, famous Bethlehem, where they had to report in and tell the authorities who they are. When you think about that, and then so they troop there, they have no money. They're poor as all get out. And they go, and of course they can't get accommodations. There's no family around them. Mary's doing this without her mother or sisters or anyone else, and Joseph is just kind of helplessly trying to make this work, make it function for Mary to have their baby. And so the scene is dramatic. It's Hollywood in its depiction. She comes into this area where it's just a barn with a feeding trough and animals all around and aromas all around. And she has the baby in the middle of the night that night. And the baby survives. And think about this. Although the exteriors were horrible and deprived and depraved, this is a new mom and dad looking into the face of their brand new baby. You know what that's like. You're transfixed on this little creature, this little boy that came from you. That can overrule all of the other hardships that they were enduring to get to that place. So don't strip this story of the humanity and the depressing realities of their poverty, displacement as immigrants. Can we relate to that? Yes, of course we can. But this is just the beginning of a miraculous story of the person who is God's son, who will go on to save all of humanity. And that's why 2 millennia later, we're still celebrating the birth, the story, the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus of Nazareth. And so I hope you can take this in and feel it as much as just from the neck up. Think about it. Take some time in meditation and imagine this scenario for them and realize that through this completely deprived environment, our salvation came to pass over time. It's an unbelievable story. Don't lose it. Okay. Have a great week and Merry Christmas.